I'm here because I wanted to talk to you about us.
I believe in the power. I made it through the wilderness. Hey, Mr. DJ. Time goes by so slowly. Ladies with an attitude can learn the party.
Just close your eyes.
Yeah.
John Flynn.
Eric Bernard, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm good. Happy Pride Month.
Oh my God, to you too. We spent a lot of prides together.
We did spend a lot of Prides in New York together.
A lot of fun memories.
A lot of great days. I always felt it was like important on Pride to like go out and do something and just like be around people. It was just like such a fun energy, I always felt.
Yeah, definitely like in my younger days, I wanted to like go like be there all day into the night, and then later I would be like, let's just like go walk down there after everything's already kind of happened, and like
right, I'll buy a water.
Yeah.
That's how I'll support.
And sometimes you would see like just like people like at like 6 p.m. just like people like who have obviously been drinking all day.
Sure.
Like sitting on a curb like drunk, like super drunkenly like eating a piece of pizza.
I mean, it's not as bad as like St. Patrick's Day where like at 10 a.m. you'd see people just like vomiting.
No, we're a little classier.
Look, we know how to pace ourselves a little bit.
No disrespect to the Irish in you.
It's quite all right.
Is all of it.
That's an interesting question. Am I more Irish or am I more gay?
How do you self-identify?
I would say more gay than Irish.
Yeah.
I don't sing Danny Boy that often. Or ever, even, really.
Yeah, I think that...
You've never heard me.
I've never heard you sing Danny Boy. But I have seen you with the dick up your ass. No. I haven't.
Don't want to grow old too fast. Don't want to let this system get me down. I've got to find a way to make the good times last. And if you show me how, I'm ready now.
I know you sort of don't like big groups, but I sort of like just like going and there just being like tons of people and just feeling connected to this larger thing.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the last time I was in New York for Pride, Mike Jensen and I like walked downtown and kind of like as day turned to dusk.
As the sun set in the west, as it always does. You made your way back home and just sat inside, drank some wine, and watched some Madonna videos on YouTube.
I'm sure. I mean, definitely like a sticky and sweet.
Oh, you think that's the most Pride one? It is like the most colorful.
Yeah, I think that like it's also like
this is like the Keith Haring.
We like to watch a lot, Mike and I.
Oh, that's a big go-to one for you?
Mm-hmm. We watched them all.
We can make it all right. We can make it dance. We can make your body last all night. We can make it all right. We can make it dance. We can make your body last all night.
Yeah, so this month on the Celebration, we are discussing Madonna and gay.
Yes, Madonna and gay, and her relation to gay, why she's such an ally, what are maybe some of the controversies, but just all like kind of going through her milieu with homosexual men.
And the whole community, not just
That's
the
true.
Gs.
The LGBTQ and the pluses, all of it. But before we get to that, we had a few Madonna news of the moment.
Oh yeah.
The first one is they have announced that this long rumored, sort of whispered about, never happened album, Veronica Electronica, is going to be released a month from now, pretty much, July 25th. And it is a compilation of a remix compilation from Ray of Light. It's 8 songs, going to be Ray of Light, Frozen, Nothing Really Matters, Drowned World, Substitute for Love, Sky Fits Heaven, Power of Goodbye, and Skin. And then there's also like a demo, the first public sort of official release of a demo of Gone, 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 which she recorded during that time.
This love affair is over. Gone, gone, gone. This love affair is over. Gone, gone, gone.
I remember when Ray of Light came out, and then I remember hearing about this Veronica Electronica album happening, and I was under the impression at the time that it was going to be remixes of non-Ray of Light era songs remixed electronically. if that makes sense.
Yeah, it seems like that's more interesting to me, like doing something like that.
But this, I'm happy for this too.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've listened to a little bit of Skin and I like it. And I like the song Gone, Gone, Gone. I've heard, sort of leaked demos of it. And I like all these songs.
That whole album is so good.
Right. It's such a good album and just like era in general for her.
Yeah. I love the cover art is awesome. Kind of like black and whitey.
I mean, it feels like she's just sort of like, look, it's going to be the new album's not coming out this summer. Like, I feel like that's
right.
She's like, sorry, kids. Here's a little bit of me to tide you over. But it feels like at least official. Because, like, remember we were supposed to get Bedtime Stories 30th anniversary?
When is that anniversary? Did it already pass?
I feel like it must have passed it or like it's this year.
95 makes sense. 2005, October.
Who knows? It could still happen, but it just feels like we were told that a couple times and then nothing. But this, at least, like you can pre-order. Like I imagine this is done already. Like whatever it is.
Yeah, this one's real. This one's real.
Don't sleep on this one, guys. This one is real.
Yeah.
You cannot keep the promises you made. Our happiness was free. The end of love. The end of dreams.
Another thing that came out recently since our it might have come out before our last episode of this, behind the scenes Rio footage on YouTube, which like she ended the Celebration tour with that big free beach concert in Rio, and there's a little like 12-minute behind the scenes what it took to like take the tour as it was and put it in this outdoor huge space. And it was actually like a big, huge job. I didn't realize.
You didn't think it was going to be, you thought they were just like, add some more speakers. Just plug some more speakers in. It'll be fine.
Yeah, put it on the sand.
Okay, so there's no box. It'll be fine. She'll just walk across stage.
Yeah, it's a neat little mini movie. And it makes me think that it's like backstage footage for the release of the tour show.
So this maybe makes it seem like that would be the one. Like that'll be the performance they air, maybe?
Yeah.
I wish they would just tell us when.
For all of it.
For everything. Everything she's going to do from now until the end of time. When is that biopic going to come out? When is the new album going to come out? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like, okay.
Yeah, and I don't think she cares. I think she's like just doing her thing. She's like, that's fine.
She obviously likes to let her fans wait for her. That's let them wait for 2 hours or 2 years. Doesn't matter. As long as we're waiting, she's happy.
I'll get to it. Or I won't.
And you'll
Or
be
I'll get
lucky
bored.
when I do.
Tell me what I did to deserve this. Waiting for you, I'm waiting. Can't you see I'm waiting for you? Don't break my heart.
Yeah, it's like a fun thing. There's like a big thing with like her stylist. I guess she doesn't have like a costume designer for the Celebration tour. She has like some designers and then a stylist, like all pulling it all together.
Right. It seems like she's the woman who's like synthesizes like all of the different stuff and needs.
Madonna looks characteristically like kind of like, you were going to say like exacting or demanding.
Sure, you could say that.
There's like one part where she has like an outfit that's too stiff, like a big corsety bustier thing that's too stiff. And she's like,
Put Maddie in it. Tell her to walk around in it. Tell her to sweat in it. And tell her to go in my gym and work out. Okay. Jump on a trampoline. Get on the Peloton. I don't wear new in a show.
Yeah, that was like so crazy to me to be like, oh, she has someone on staff to be like, break these shoes in for me or break in this corset for me.
Yeah.
Like, what a crazy job to have.
But it might just be one of the dancers also.
Oh, who just happens to have her measurements?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or
It
is that,
seems
like,
weird
the
though that Madonna would have a
stand-in,
dancer that would be like her.
or exact
I mean, it's
time?
actually not crazy because like famous actors a lot of time will have people who are like doubles for them for like lighting, like for when they're setting up lighting and stuff like that. So like it's not that crazy.
Right, she could have just like a body double
stand-in.
who's there for like, so she doesn't have to be there all the time.
Yeah, because I'm sure she has it like for video shoots. Like, well, she's in hair and makeup. There's someone who's like about her height, who's like roughly her coloring, who will
Yeah.
wear something that's like approximate to what she's wearing so they can set the lights and other things.
Remember when Kurt Loder interviewed her on the set of the Frozen video?
Oh, yes.
And she was like, I never talk to my stand-ins. I feel bad for them. Like she is like a serial killer. Like you have to like humanize yourself. You're like, my name is Eric Bernard.
Because she eats them at the end of the day.
Yeah. She's like, I can't.
I can't let you live.
With what you know.
You might take me. You might take over. I cannot let that happen.
You're my exact size.
You fit the costume, literally.
That's a wrap on Mary Beth.
If I could melt your heart.
We also wanted to talk about, there's some other Madonna podcasts that we've talked about, other Madonna podcasts in the past, and there's some ones that we haven't.
There's some new ones that have sort of popped up, and since it's Pride, it felt like it would be a hate crime to not try to lift up any of our
Right.
fellow Madonna podcasts. So the first one is still new. They only have like 10 or 11 episodes out right now, but I just found it a few days ago, and I love it. It's called But What About the Hair? Here's the about on the podcast. Madonna is a groundbreaking trailblazer, philanthropist, creamy, smooth pop icon goddess with a 40-plus year career of pop bangers. But what about the hair? Jordan Mark, Dallas Lynn, and Jacob as we explore the long and short of Madonna's hair. So what they do is every episode is just like a different year in her career, and they talk about all the different looks, especially like her hair and what she's doing it, how she's growing it out, she's dyeing it, she's styling it this way for this photo shoot, or for this movie, or for this album. And I love it. I think it's so fun. And it's also just that fun thing of like, I obviously notice her hair and I like it or don't like it, but I can't
Yeah, I don't have any knowledge.
understanding or knowledge.
Vocabulary.
Much like with something like Inside the Groove, where like he talked like the way he can break it down and talk about music, which is like, oh, I like songs and I don't like songs, but I don't
Right.
know why, or I don't understand how it's all put together. And so to hear someone who has that level of like expertise or like just that vision is really fun.
Amazing.
I really wanna be with you.
The next one is the Madonna Songbook Podcast.
Tell us about that one, Eric.
The Madonna Songbook Podcast by Giulio Mazzolini, author of Madonna Songbook, takes you on. This is their
This is their about, like what
Yeah,
they were
they're about.
their little bio.
Author of Madonna Songbook takes you on a musical journey to discover all about Madonna's songs, the true core of her astonishing artistic career. Find out about the secrets, the contents, the stories, the meanings, and the makings of some of the 500 titles delivered by an exceptional songwriter and producer, Madonna. Her musical talent is often overshadowed by the visual output and the brouhaha on her charismatic personality. Let's give the music the credit it deserves. Let the music take control. I've listened to all of these
Yeah, it's also a new one. I think there's only like 4 episodes right now.
episodes, yeah. And they're good. What he does is he takes like a theme. So like the most recent one that came out is like Keep It Together. So it's songs about her family.
Okay.
And he like picks 2 to focus on with a guest host. And this week it's Guy Guido, who did Madonna and the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
So they're both like super knowledgeable about stuff. And like the facts, like the little tidbits and facts that they have are really, really, really fun and feel very personal and in depth. He picked Oh Father and Promise to Try. And then they like talk about those in depth. And then they sort of talk about other songs in her catalog that also like are related to that kind of theme.
Do they talk about mother and father?
I think so. Yes.
You'd think they'd have to.
There's like at the end, like towards the end, there's kind of like
More like quicker hits rather than
quicker
more
hits.
depth.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just it's a really nice listen, and they have like soothing NPR voices. It's like very like slightly accented. Oh, and Guy Guido like talks about how he was at like one of her early club dates in the East Village, or like in the suburbs somewhere, like before she was famous. It was like his first. He saw like the Everybody Burning Up Physical Attraction set. That's exciting.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
Come on, check it out with me. I hope you feel the same way too.
And the last one that we want to talk about.
It's called Madonna Worship, and it's DJ Chauncey Dandridge and Stevie Vox explore, discuss, and dissect all the stars in the Madonna universe. So DJ Chauncey produces a show called Madonna Worship. they're based out of New York, and I wish that we were there when they were doing it because I think that would be a lot of fun. Like he has people come and perform numbers and just sort of, I'm sure, just dance to Madonna all night.
That's fun.
They sometimes have like a guest on, but they just kind of talk. It's very like free form, their podcast. But it's also, if you want some more Madonna podcasts in your life, you want to support another Madonna podcast, definitely check out Madonna Worship. And if you're in New York, I would suggest checking out one of their shows and let us know what you think and how fun they are, what happens or whatnot. Maybe we can go someday.
Maybe.
It's sweeter in the end.
So Madonna and gay people, what's the deal?
Well, I think like she talks about in 2019 receiving the GLAAD Advocate for Change Award. I guess there's different GLAAD awards and she's won several of them.
Yeah.
There's like the Media Award.
She'll like win it first and that will just establish a new award.
GLAAD Advocate for Change Award. She said, the first gay man I ever met was named Christopher Flynn. He was my ballet teacher in high school, and he was the first person that believed in me, that made me feel special as a dancer, as an artist, and as a human being.
And then when he died in 1990, she called him my mentor, my higher power, and my eternal inspiration.
And he was probably like 15 or 20 years older than she was at the time. So sort of like an uncle figure.
He apparently took her to her first gay bar, and that was just like
A real
mind-opening experience for her, yeah.
Yes.
We're not related, and if you read Madonna Rebel Life, you learn that Flynn is not actually his name. He sort of like adopted that one. I don't know why. I don't think it's.
He's part of the House of Flynn. He's part of the House of Flynn. As are you.
Queen Mother Errol, yes. Do you remember the first time you went to a gay bar?
Yeah, I was in high school.
What was it called?
I don't remember. It was in San Francisco. And like, it was like outrageous because I must have looked like I was like 12. And I was probably like 15 or 16.
Uh-huh.
And I remember like a lot of adult men buying me beers.
Oh, wow. I went to my first gay bar when I was in high school, too. And in fact, he wasn't my English teacher, but an English teacher at my high school was there.
Oh, wow.
And so my friend who took me there, I was like, we have to go, we have to leave. But yeah, I was like 16 as well. And I think...
And he was probably like, I have to go, I have to leave.
Well, what's funny is we never made eye contact, but he was like at a table with two other people. And they started to get really loud. And his name was Joe. I won't say his last name, but his first name was Joe. And they started very loudly referring to him as Hot Dog Joe.
Oh, wow.
And that's why I was like, we have to leave. So I don't know if like he turned to his friends like, oh my God, you know, one of the students from where I teach is here. My friend took me who was like a little older. And I hadn't said I was gay, but I think he was kind of like, hey, here's this world. Does this feel right? Like, I think there was kind of that going on. What was it like? Like for you, were you like, oh my God, I'm going to my first gay bar? Or was it like...
No, it was like, I knew, I didn't have any sort of like, oh my God, here it goes. Am I gonna like, I was like,
I'll never be the same again after this.
Yeah. No, I was hanging out with, I might have been with Brendan Cooper. But I was hanging out with like people who were like maybe a little bit older than I was or something.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like it was like a tea dance, like an afternoon thing.
And you walked there, they're like, you look kind of young, show us your moves. And then you danced, and you were like, all right. They were like,
Yeah,
you
like
can stay.
they didn't ask for my ID.
I imagine the gay bars are like, oh, if you're, especially then when there was like, that was how you connected to community.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of like, I sort of feel like, well, of course they're a little more like forgiving to like someone who's like, I think this is who I am, to be like, all right, yeah, like you're what, like there's a way in which like, this always strikes me when I go to gay bars in like smaller cities, like, you know, growing up in New York, it was like, yeah, there's tons of gay bars. But like, if you go to like a smaller city, there's like a gay bar.
Right, that's like where like everybody goes.
Like you will go and they'll be like, it's a drag night and there's a potluck over there and then there's like a knitting meeting and then there's like a support group, you know, like and it's all in the same building kind of at the same time. And it's like, oh yeah, this has to serve so many things for community. And like the bar is sort of like was the base of that. Whereas in New York, it was more like, that one's if you're into leather, that one's if you're into this, that, you know what I mean? It could be a lot more niche.
The townhouse.
Right, if you needed it. If you're looking for a sugar daddy.
Yeah, it was fun. I like gay bars.
Gay bars are fun.
Hey, hey. So if you want it right now, better make it show you how. Express what it's got. Oh, baby, ready or not, express yourself.
But I think the big thing for Madonna, and I think the reason why like so many, especially like gay men from our generation and older, will sort of always stand by her is because how she was during the AIDS crisis in the 80s. Like she was someone who was just so unapologetically, unashamedly just like out there, bringing attention to it, speaking up about, you know, discrimination regarding it at a time when like no one was doing that. Like there was no, like
Yeah,
no
I
other
think it's
pop
like
stars were doing that.
No other pop star. It was like Elizabeth Taylor and Madonna.
Right.
But I think Madonna at that point had a bigger platform.
Definitely, she was more known to the younger generations than Elizabeth Taylor was at that time. No shade to Liz.
No, none at all.
She sort of famously, in her Like a Prayer album, she had a fact about AIDS pamphlet that was inserted in there. And so there was over like 250,000 copies of this pamphlet went out.
I got one. Did you?
I didn't get that album until like later, so I think I missed that first pressing. And I got a CD, I don't remember it smelling like patchouli. It says, the fact about AIDS. AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, is an equal opportunity disease. It affects men, women, and children regardless of race, age, or sexual orientation. AIDS is caused by a virus called HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. To date, there is no conclusive data to explain how AIDS got started or where AIDS came from. People with AIDS, regardless of their sexual orientation, deserve compassion and support, not violence and bigotry. And then there's some sort of little bullet points. You can get AIDS from having vaginal or anal sex with an infected partner. You can get AIDS from sharing drug needles with an infected person. You can get AIDS by being born to an infected mother. And then finally, the simple act of putting on a condom can save your life if they're used properly and every time you have sex. AIDS is no party. It's funny to read that and be like, oh yeah, it sort of like reminds you of like people didn't know very much.
Yeah, there was a lot of like fear and stuff, and to just have like a cut and dried sort of like, this is what it is.
This is what we
These
know.
are the highest risk behaviors, no judgment. But I think also like people who are our age were really like the perfect Madonna audience in that like
Right.
when that came out is when I was starting to be like, oh, sex is something that I can participate in.
Right, yeah.
And so like getting that information on a CD, like I just like happened at the right exact moment. I wasn't like, gross, I'm not gonna ever do sex.
Right.
And I wasn't like, oh,
I've been having sex for years now, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it felt like it was like, Eric, welcome to.
Tap, tap, tap.
You might be having some thoughts. You might be seeing your body start to change. It's natural.
So Madonna came to your house and hand delivered that pamphlet.
Yeah.
She sprayed you some patchouli and then
Told me that
Went on to
everything
the
was gonna be okay. And then she did it all in one night. She did it to every gay boy. Like
yeah, she's like
Claus.
Santa, yeah.
Yeah. Tonight's the night. How will she get to everyone's house? She doesn't come in through the chimney though.
No.
She's just under your pillow. Is that how she would get there?
Through your stereo.
Oh, through your stereo.
Yeah, you listen to the radio and she'll come in on the right frequency.
She rides but she actually comes in, like not just her voice. She comes in.
Yeah. But it's like that. She like travels that way.
So you have to leave your radio on, and instead of a plate of cookies, what do you?
What
leave?
would you leave her? Well, she does say in one speech she talks about Girl Scout cookies, so maybe that's what.
Oh no, you know what you leave her is some hot tamales.
Oh right, that candy. She loves that.
Yeah.
Good one.
And you have to like leave your. There's a bunch of things you have to do.
You gotta like, if you know kind of thing.
Right, like put your ballet shoes at the bottom of the foot of your bed.
Have your rosary at your bedside table.
Mm-hmm. Turn the picture of your parents face down on your nightstand.
And you have to have a James Baldwin book on your nightstand as well.
Yeah.
And you use your rosary as like a bookmark.
And then your radio.
You just have to leave it on. She'll change it to the station.
You'll hear like
the vibration. Yeah, you're like, what's going on?
Turn up the radio.
It's like what she did that in MDNA. It's exactly what she did.
Turn up the radio. And you're like, she's here.
Then she comes in. That's her bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I live to tell the secret I have learned till then. It will burn inside of
But like, what about Madonna and is she gay?
Okay. Well, no. No, but she's like played around. She's played around. She's had a very full life.
Yeah, like in the 90s, there was like rumors of her and like Sandra Bernhard, Ingrid Caceres, Jenny Shimizu.
I feel it's safe to say that she and Sandra were like flirty on Letterman for fun, but I think we're just friends.
I think you're right. Like, I don't think they were ever like a couple, but it wouldn't surprise me if they made out to see if they liked it. And then we're like,
Or like made out at a party in front of people.
maybe.
I mean, they've made out. But I don't think they like dated. I think that like
Yeah.
when in Truth or Dare, when Sandra comes to visit her, they seem like very, like if they had like dated briefly, they both got over it like really.
Yeah, it's like so
naturally.
long ago.
Yeah. And I don't think that time span, it was like, oh my God, that was 8 years ago. We don't even remember it.
Or maybe they were like us in that they're just good friends, but they made out for a bit on a TV show once.
Yeah, Letterman. But for us, it's the Tyra Banks show.
Right, exactly.
Now we have to tell that story at some point, but not today.
Not today, not during Pride.
It's a whole thing.
I'd just like to know if you want to learn a different kind of game.
But Madonna has said, like, she hasn't named any names, but she said she has had a few women that she's like had sexual relationships in her life.
Yeah, Jenny Shimizu, it was in some interview recently, talks about like being flown around Europe to like go meet Madonna while she was like on tour, probably the girly show
Oh,
or
that
something,
makes
or
sense.
just like being like, oh, she would just like be like, come meet me in Paris and like send her a plane ticket. And then they would have like a romantic weekend together.
That must be nice.
But I think Jenny Shimizu at that point was also like, I can't next weekend because I have to be in Milan.
Because she didn't have to say yes.
Yeah,
She
had
chose
her
to say
own.
yes.
Yeah,
Right. She had stuff going on.
right. There was no power imbalance.
Who would you like, if you could have any celebrity, just call you up and be like, I'm sending you a plane ticket to come have a romantic weekend with me?
The new Superman.
Oh, I was going to say Henry Cavill.
Oh, I'd be
And
fine
a
with
different
that too.
Superman, yeah.
Yeah.
In preparation for the final Mission Impossible, I watched all of them. I hadn't seen all of them before. I'd seen some of them before. So I was like, let me watch all of them, like the week leading up to it. And he's in one of them. And God
Yeah.
damn, that man is perfect.
I just think that like at this point, I would be like, David Cornsweet, don't like, I'm embarrassed about my body next to you. So I think I'd be too nervous.
Well, that's why you just turn off the lights.
Oh, but in this fantasy, he's like
into what you are.
he's into whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever he's into, I'm like the epitome of it.
Exactly. And like whatever you're into, he's also into. So if he's like, oh my God, let me go to town on your feet, you're like, that's exactly what I wanted.
Right.
Like in this fantasy, you have chemistry.
Right. I am okay. Then that's fine. Because in my mind, I'm still like approaching it from the point of like, he's like, oh,
From a base reality of like,
all right. The things I have to do to make it in Hollywood. Take off your shirt. Like, oh.
it's Trey Jolie, Coco. Trey Jolie.
Can you make a fire without using wood?
I think Madonna's had a kind of artistic life where she wants to just like experience all that life has to offer. And so much of her themes, especially in the 90s, were
Right.
about sexuality and during this time period. I mean, I think Madonna came by her support of like, and sort of like her gay iconness in like a really organic way. Like, I don't think that she, like, nothing on the first 3 albums, nothing on the first 4 albums is like pitched at gay people.
The first time she really only has like one song that feels like very like specifically like there's no mistaking it. It's not sort of adjacent or subtext is In This Life off of Erotica.
Right. If anything, her early like Express Yourself, even though
Right.
it speaks to like gay guys at that point.
Yeah.
But it's talking to women.
Yes.
Or a woman. It's talking to Jennifer Grey. So really only Jennifer Grey should get empowered by it.
Yeah. We all should be left sort of cold or indifferent
Yeah.
or like it's like a conversation we overheard.
Yeah. Or like, I wish someone would say that to me, but obviously just talking to Jennifer Grey.
Right, exactly. It's too specific to apply to me.
That's where my love is.
No, I agree. Like I don't think it was forced. Like I don't think it's not calculated.
And I think like what happened was because of AIDS and because she started like, I think it all just like sort of folded into it. Like AIDS was something that was being attributed to like sort of like a morality something being
It's a
thrown
stigma,
at God
yeah.
by gay people. I was thrown at gay people by God. And so like a lot of like the religious right was like, you know, like, see, this is what you reap,
This is what you get,
sow.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think she was like, no, this is just science and a disease. And I'm friends with a lot of these people. A lot of them are my best friends and my like big influences in my life who I like to hang out with and party with. So she became like more sort of like vocal about it like that. And then Vogue suddenly like retrofitted everything that she had been doing is like, oh my God, she's done it all for gays the whole time. And I think she was doing it for whoever wanted to listen, but it
Right.
sort of like snapped her into this place of like, she's been talking to us the entire time. And I think she was like, yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to everybody. Does that make sense? Am I saying anything at all?
Talking about like through her art, she became more like, all right, I'm going to address this a little bit more explicitly.
Yes. And then I think that like by the time she did erotic and sex, she was thinking about like her own sexuality, the spectrum of sexuality, like what she's attracted to, playful and exploring and doing these things.
Right.
But then also like tying into it, like, yeah, this fucking sucks that like these people are getting shit on.
I think also like in that time, like she was just genuinely curious. Like it's sort of like once you've had sex for a while, and you probably have it in like a certain way, that you're kind of like, well, what else is out there? Or then also like there's more of like, oh, some people do that with sex, some people do this, maybe, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like being like, oh, there's different kinds of food. Let me taste it and see if I like it. And if I like it, I'll have more of it, or like more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like so much of our controversies, I feel like it's not two-fisted, but there's like two things that are happening that are actually both true, in that she's aware that what she's doing is controversial and will have people talk about it. But I don't think she's saying things just because they're controversial. Like I think she like truly believes those things that she's saying. And yeah, she's also savvy enough to be like, this will make a lot of people mad and a lot of people will react to it, and that will benefit me and like sort of put more of a spotlight on me and what I'm doing. And in some ways it's good, because like if it's an important issue, and you know what I mean, or like even if it's just like, oh, like if a lot of people are going to be mad about something like Justify My Love or Erotic or the sex book, there will be hopefully even more people who are sort of like, oh, this has opened up ideas for me, or this is intriguing to me, or like this helps me, this almost like makes me feel like I'm not crazy or alone because there's someone else exploring these issues.
I agree with you. She's not coming from a place of like, how can I get free publicity? She's coming from a place of like artistic integrity and like wanting to like talk about something or speak her own truth or explore her own truth. She's aware that, I'm saying exactly what you said verbatim. She's aware that it's going to be controversial, that she's like, well, I'm going to do it.
I think there's a little bit of her that is attracted to it, but again, I think she still does feel that way. Like, I don't think she's sort of said something that she like regrets because it's not really how she felt. And I think that might be why when she's asked, like, do you regret anything? She's just kind of like, no, not really.
I think what she said was absolutely no regret.
That is, you're correct. Like, yeah, there's probably a way in which like the backlash to like the erotica sex book, or even something like the American Life video, like when that happened, like the backlash was probably more than she intended. But because she didn't do it because of that, and I think because she can say, well, that is something that I believe in, she doesn't regret having done it. Like if she just sort of lived like, oh, this will be, I don't really care, this is just a joke, and this is just sort of, I'm just saying this to get attention, and then she got this wave of negative attention, then it's easy to be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, as opposed to, I'm saying something I believe in. And even though the response isn't what I expected or what I hoped for, I still stand by it.
Agreed. Do we want to talk about gay themes in her music? We already have some of it.
Yeah, and This Life is the only one that's specifically about gay people that I could think of.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, as we said, like Justify My Love and Erotica are very sort of like fluid with like identity and like sexual.
Yeah, it's definitely like, come, let's go in this hotel where just like anything goes.
Right, where kink happens.
Yeah, this is, I guess we get into now some criticism that she's received over the years that I don't think she received as much at the time when Vogue came out. I don't remember hearing about it.
No, I don't
remember
either.
being aware of any sort of like cultural appropriation or sort of like white saints.
I think there definitely were some people saying that, and perhaps if that was a time of social media, those voices would have been louder.
Yeah.
But I think at the time it was more viewed as, oh, she's elevating this community and this art form. And I think it is undeniable that song brought a lot more media attention to that world, whether other people from that world benefited from that, or the world, that sort of like
Yeah, and like
community in
put
general.
a sound on the radio that gave other artists who were more of that community like ability to be like, oh, this sound is so like popular now. People want more. of
Right.
it.
Comparing it to something like Elvis, who like the song Hound Dog, like,
Right.
a black artist was
woman,
singing
yeah.
that, and he stole it and then like had her version, disappeared as much as possible.
Expunged,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that his became a thing. Like Madonna did write Vogue, like that wasn't someone else's song. And
Right.
she did hire,
And she did
Jose
write
and
Justify My
Lewis.
Love.
Well, that one, there's an asterisk on that one. But you know what I mean? And so she had people from that world come and help her like develop the song, and she featured that, you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like she hired Jose and Lewis and said, thank you, go home.
No,
you know
she
what I
wasn't
mean?
like, look at this thing I invented.
Right.
Although to my like suburban teenage mind, I wasn't aware of where it was being pulled from until later.
I mean, that was around the time of the movie Paris is Burning, or Paris is Burning probably came out like maybe a year or two before that.
I hadn't seen it. That's just me. That's just my.
Sure. And also like, that's not her fault.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's tough also because like we are not of that community, so it's hard for us to say, and like anything, like the community is big enough that there are some people who are like, what you did was great, and there's some people who are like, fuck her, she took advantage of,
Right.
So
We'll just say there was controversy.
some controversy.
Wanting, needing, waiting for you to justify my love.
I'm really here for two reasons. Number one is because I really believe in AIDS Project LA. The services that they have provided for people with AIDS and in the Los Angeles community, and for the prevention education that they support. And the second reason I'm here is because I love to dance. Come on.
AIDS Dance-a-thon benefits were a series of fundraising events founded in 1985 by the AIDS Project Los Angeles as a way to raise money, awareness, and solidarity during the early years of the AIDS epidemic. They were primarily held in Los Angeles, often at large venues like Shrine Auditorium and Sports Arena. So the big like dance parties, drag performances, tributes, booths for AIDS testing and education.
It sounded like you said boots.
Boots.
Boots for AIDS education. Boots.
Boots AIDS education, am I right? Nope.
You're still saying it wrong.
And Madonna participated in them, and there was like high profile events that drew a lot of like media attention by her participating in them.
They're sort of like walkathons or other things like that, where like you get people to pledge. So forever, like however long you dance, they pay that much money. And that's how that becomes your donation. So it like encourages people to walk or dance more.
The first one that she participated in is February 26, 1989 at the Shrine Auditorium. She was there with Christopher Flynn.
Right? He introduced her
House
to the
of
crowd.
Flynn.
You will understand the depth of my faith in her when I tell you that she was among the first persons I turned to when I was diagnosed. She understands. She cares. And like you, she knows that being here makes all the difference. As your oldest living disco partner, I claim the first dance.
And you can watch a clip of it on YouTube. She's adorable. She dances real good in it.
Yeah, she's like, again, it's like young, early Madonna. She just seems to have like energy for days.
And she's wearing like a uniform of that time period, was like cut off jean shorts rolled up at the knee, a white
Right.
t-shirt, and like a big chunky black belt with the t-shirt tucked in, and then like black combat boots. I wore that outfit a lot.
Did you wear it because of Madonna?
Probably. And also like, I think it was just like a look. Like, and it was like an androgynous look also that like you could like anybody could wear.
I could not pull that off. I never
Really?
wore like just a white t-shirt. No.
Oh,
If you have a bearish torso, I don't think a white t-shirt is your friend.
okay. If you're barrel chested.
Exactly.
John, love the skin you're in.
I do. I just don't want to put a white t-shirt on it.
In this fantasy, Henry Cavill perfect is like you are what he likes.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, just
specifically
wear
in
a
a white
pink
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Did
Yeah.
you wear this white t-shirt for me?
You look the hottest
And,
like
and
this.
Winnie the Pooh around for me? All right.
Touch my body, move
like you tuck it between your legs.
No, I just am wearing nothing else, just a shirt.
Oh. For some reason, I was thinking like you like take a long t-shirt and then like gather it under your crotch and so it makes like a onesie, like little shorts.
So it's like I'm wearing a unitard?
Yeah.
You think Henry Cavill's into that?
Yeah, why not? No one's into that.
Some people are, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
If it's on the right body type, why not?
Call me if you're into it. Call me. I have a lot of long t-shirts and some safety
Email
pins.
us at the celebration at
Hold on,
gmail.com.
let me pin it so I can take my hands away.
Put Winnie the Pooh in the subject line so I know to not read it.
John can just forward those to me directly.
I'll just keep this unread. Eric will find it when he gets there. This is like her at the height of her powers. And she knows that if whatever she participates in is going to get tons of attention.
Yes.
And so this is her using that, you know, her status and, you know, this sort of celebrity
like,
that she has.
Her sort of like baseline message throughout her whole career has been like, take it to the dance floor.
Exactly. It's like the perfect way for Madonna to help.
Like, what do we do? What do we do when there's trouble? We take it to the dance floor.
Touch my body, move in time. Now I know you're mine. 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 Now I know you're mine.
There was like, I'm not sure if it's a quote from gay men of that time where they say like, in the morning we tended to our sick, in the afternoon we protested, and at night we danced.
Oh.
And it was because we danced that we did the other things. You had to still live life. You still had to go out. You still had
You have
to
to blow
celebrate.
steam. Yeah.
You know, you have to be like, this is what we're doing these other things for.
Right.
Is it so we can do this? The people that I know who lived through that, like I feel like we're like,
A little young.
yeah, like we're like 10 years younger to like have been totally affected by that. I lost my uncle to AIDS. To hear him talk about it, especially at the beginning, like no one knew what was happening. And then like everyone was dying. Like talking about times where like you could have 4 funerals a week and not just
Yeah.
like 1 week, but like multiple weeks. And it was just seemed like endless. And like to have like the people who are in charge and the powers that be are not doing anything.
Right.
And then here she is going,
Hey, everyone.
hey everyone, let's take it to the dance floor.
Yeah, step to the beat. What will it be? You got to get into the groove, boy. You got to groove,
Over the years, she has participated in several pride events around the world.
Oh, well, this first one's not like a
A pride event. No, it was like during one of her tour. During her, was it Rebel Heart?
No, it was during
it's not Rebel
MDNA.
Yeah, during MDA.
When she was in St. Petersburg, she called out like their anti-LGBT propaganda law. Even though she was told you can't do that here, she still did it.
She got sued by Russia. Can you imagine?
First, a bunch of anti-gay Russian activists tried to sue her for $10.4 million. You know, and they were arguing that she was, of course, promoting a homosexual propaganda. They were insulted when she spoke out for gay rights. And one of the activists said, well, after Madonna's concert, maybe some boy becomes gay, some girl becomes lesbian, fewer children are born as a result, and this big country cannot defend its borders.
Queen.
Like, that's your argument.
That's a funny argument.
It is sort of funny. You could be totally straight, but just happen to wander into a Madonna concert, and you're just like, well, the way she sang Express Yourself, I guess I want to suck a dick now.
Yeah, I guess not having a baby from Mother Russia.
I'm gonna be okay. I don't care what the people say. I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna live fast and I'm gonna live right. I'm moving fast when you follow my track. I'm moving fast and I like it like that. I do 10 things all at once, and if you have a problem, I don't care.
I don't want to say anything bad about Russia in this day and age because I do not want to get sued. Can you imagine?
We got
This is probably like why I was like, at some point in my life, I was like, I want to be high profile and famous. And the universe was like, trust me, you don't. We're doing this for your own good.
Right.
You don't have the temperament to withstand a lawsuit of any kind. And famous people have to deal with lawsuits right and left.
Constantly.
And I would just be like, wait, they're mad at me? For what? No, but I didn't mean it like that. They just misunderstood. Also, like $10.4 million. Round it up or round it down.
Well, maybe and then for them it was like rubles, and then when you do the conversion.
Or it was like, we're asking for $1,000 for everybody that was in that audience that night. And then be like, have a baby. Here's $1,000. Here's some rubles. I'm gonna keep these numbers up.
But that case was dismissed like 3 years later. But she was also fined by the Russian government $1 million, but she said she never paid it. Like, what are you gonna do, Russia? Bitch, I'm Madonna. That's what inspired Bitch, I'm Madonna.
Yeah,
people don't know that, but
like,
that's like directed to Vladimir Putin. Like, he's the only one who should
like,
be able to enjoy that song. Much like,
we are Russia. And
Yeah.
she was like, you are Russia? Bitch.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, bitch. Who bitch?
I want to hear that remix where she adds the ooh, bitch.
Ooh, bitch.
Ooh,
Ooh,
bitch.
bitch, I'm Madonna.
I'm Madonna.
Vladimir, bitch. No.
No.
Let's see. She also did, surprise fans with an intimate New Year's Eve performance at the Stonewall Inn in New York City, considered the birthplace of Pride. She sang 2 acoustic songs, Like a Prayer and Can't Help Falling in Love, backed by David on guitar, her son David.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the debut of the BUTT.
Oh,
This was like her first performance with that, which I remember like
with the bud?
Yeah, there were clips of it online and everybody was like, what is happening? And then she wrote, desperately seeking no one's opinion of my body or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was named a Stonewall ambassador, which also sounds like something they're like, what can we give Madonna?
That she doesn't have. Do we have any? We've never had an ambassador. As
Now
key
we
to
do.
the city? Did she have a key to
Do we
Stonewall?
have a key to Stonewall? Yeah, she
Copy
can
the
come in
key.
at any time.
Copy the key. She told the crowd, I stand here proudly at the place where Pride began. We come together tonight to celebrate 50 years of revolution, 50 years of freedom, fighting. We all bleed the same color, and we all need to love and be loved.
Very brave to make a statement like that at Stonewall.
Madonna threw the first brick.
She was the first brick. She said, somebody throw me. She's tiny. She could do that.
It's like like in the Marvel movies where like somebody like boosts somebody else and
right.
bounce off of Captain
Exactly.
America's shield. They like have like these like routines that they do. She's like, Martha P. Johnson, somebody else. You get my arms, you get my feet. Toss me in.
Alley-oop. She was...
And then they like throw her and she like goes into a cannonball and like busts through the
It was actually like she just bowled. It was like she just like knocked over 10 cops.
and then she gets out and runs back to the crowd and is like, do it again.
Or the people Johnson is like cooling her hand over a little fan.
I wasn't lost.
Madam X is a secret agent traveling around the world, changing identities, fighting for freedom.
And then at the Stonewall 50, the World Pride in New York City, Pier 97, on June 30th, 2019, she delivered a little mini Madam X set.
4 numbers. She started with Vogue.
What are you looking at?
And it's that look where everyone's like, all of her dancers are dressed like her with like the blonde wig and the sunglasses and the black
You know who they
trench
look
coat.
like?
Who?
Harlow in the movie The Queen. The documentary
Oh,
movie,
they
The
do.
Queen.
You're right.
They look like Harlow. If you haven't seen The Queen's a documentary about a gay drag pageant in 1968.
Maybe 68 or 69, around that time. Like before there was Paris is Burning, there was The Queen.
And the events of that night are probably why there is Paris is Burning. Because Harlow won and Crystal LeBeige.
I think so. Hold on, I want to get this right, so I'm going to look it up. Yes, Crystal.
Yeah, so Harlow is one of the competitors. Crystal LeBeige is another competitor. And Harlow wins the pageant, but Harlow is also just happens to look kind of like the most like Twiggy naturally.
Right.
A really pretty, effeminate, skinny, girly boy.
Who kind of just like stands there.
Yeah, and there's a phrase that Crystal LeBeija uses. Oh, Crystal doesn't use it. Somebody else uses it about Harlow, that she's like a real natural beauty, or it was catchier than that. I don't remember. It was basically just saying out of drag, Harlow looks the most like a girl, naturally. And Crystal LeBeija is like, that is not drag. And has this like really wonderful, like sort of like
iconic, tell-all speech. And then from there, she started having her own events and balls. So it is almost like the origin story of Paris is Burning.
High recommend. It's a very fun, like an hour and 5 minutes.
It's also that interesting thing because it's a documentary from like, they never have like a chyron of like, here's who this person is who's talking. You just have to figure everything out from context clues. And they'll have like just like long shots of a conversation, like it's not overly edited.
But it's a fascinating sort of like snapshot in time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Vogue dancers, all of them look like Harlow to me, like that trench coat and that hair.
And so they're doing that number, and I didn't have a chance to go back and watch the Madame X tour. So there's like 2 different staircases that are like yellow and orange that are like moving around. They're walking up them and moving them around, walking down them and splitting apart and all that stuff. And there's like a table too that Madonna keeps like going up on and then coming down off of. She's like standing on the ground, but her other leg is like on the table. Like she's like, look how flexible I still am.
Yeah.
And I don't remember her doing that before, but it's very almost like spidery. Like it looks like she has like an extra weird leg.
Was this like during the tour? Like she happened to be in New York during the tour and she was like, oh, I can do this event? Or is it like before, as they were getting ready for the tour?
I think she was doing the tour. Hold on.
Because at the end of it, she says, I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer. I'm sorry I didn't have time to rehearse more numbers.
So Madame X was September 17th, 2019 to March 8th, 2020. So maybe
she's rehearsing for it. Yeah, she hasn't put it all together yet. Which makes sense because it looks like I wasn't like, oh, they just lifted these numbers out of the tour.
Right.
It looks like they're like different a little bit.
Yeah, they were probably sort of like developing them. And I'm sure after that performance, they were like, all right, that didn't work.
No,
I can't do that table
away.
thing. I can't do that ever. I can't do that for the whole tour. So let's just take it out. You're welcome, Pier 97. You're the only people that got the leg on table.
And then when everyone was like, oh my God, wait till we see Madame X. I saw like,
oh my God, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm just going to say table.
I saw some living room sessions.
She takes us to the dining room, if you know what I mean.
Do I have to change my name? Will it get me far? Should I lose some weight and will be a star?
And then she goes into American Life. She messes up some of the lyrics.
Sure.
Try to be a girl. I try to be a girl. Boy, I try to be a mess.
She does some crowd work.
Are you proud? So am I. You can't imagine. It's like I've been waiting my whole life for this moment. Seriously. You really don't know. You really don't know. But since I came to New York as a wee little girl, I have always been embraced by Queer Nation. And I always felt like an outsider, but you made me feel like an insider, like a somebody, like I was important, and like it was okay to be different. So you must know how much I love and appreciate everyone here tonight, all members of the LGBTQ community. Thank you from the bottom of my high heels that are killing me.
And are you ready to get on with the show?
Okay, are you ready to get on with the show? I said, are you ready to get on with the show?
God Control. Sings God Control.
This is your wake-up call. Unlike your nightmare, I'm here to start your day.
Then she sings I Rise.
Yeah, we're gonna get up. Yeah, we're gonna get up. Yeah, we're gonna get up. Yes, we can. We'll get it together.
fun. It's like a nice little mini set.
Totally fun.
She gives us like, if I'm giving you Vogue, you have to sit through whatever else I'm giving you.
Right. New material.
American Life, I'm gonna force this on you. I know it wasn't a huge hit, but everyone could sing along to the rap, so who are we kidding?
Yes, Pride 50th anniversary, people!
And then in 2021, she appeared in New York with Zachary Quinto, right? Is that who's in
I
that?
think that's who it was, yeah.
Yeah. They're in some event space or bar or restaurant.
She's got a see-through shirt so you can see her tits and like a blue bob wig. Like it's like a look she only has here. It's not something that like reminds you of any of her
it's
other
like
looks.
a one and done. And she's wearing like, it's like a see-through shirt. Her boobs are ginormous. And she's got kind of like leather lederhosen-y sort of like things.
Yeah.
And then on the back it says, not my president. But her mic pack is over the my. So it just says, not president. In case you're wondering, I am not the president.
We need the president. Is that them in that blue wig? Oh, no, not the president.
Is that
Sorry.
Lyndon B. Johnson?
They are holding a tambourine.
Yeah, and she sings Hung Up and I Don't Search, I Find.
The bar is like cleared and it's like that's a runway or like some sort of
We're at
stage
drag
right?
brunch. We're at drag brunch. There's like security guards keeping the people like just
keeping everyone back. But everyone's got their cell phones up. It's like such a this is 2021.
And then whatever the event was, it seemed like it was pricey to get into because then Zachary Quinto comes out and he's like, all right, you're here. This is what this is for. Open your privileged wallet. So it's to raise money. She did a benefit. I don't know what it was for.
I wonder if they auctioned off that. No, I was gonna say if
That
she
wig?
auctioned off that wig, but then I was like, she keeps it.
She hasn't used it again. There's no evidence.
Do you think they tried that look in rehearsal for the Celebration tour? They're like, we've got League of Their Own, we've got Material Girl, we have
another dancer who doesn't have a look.
Let's look at that. No, not Immaculate Collection look. No.
Yeah, we don't want to do the polka dot clown, the bowler hat.
We've already done like 2 clowns in this already.
Put her in a
Bob has done the
wig.
Vogue thing. We could just put her in like a Blonde Ambition tour jacket and like that's her costume.
Oh, that would have been good. Put on your tour jacket. Put on your Vogue costume and your tour jacket. It's that like Madonna. It's Madonna in Japan during the rainy season. Remember?
She did another thing in 2022. She had like it was sort of like a party to celebrate the Finally Enough Love album. Yeah, it was sort of like a thing with that. She had a lot of drag queens like Bob, the drag queen was there, Violet Chachki, a bunch of other ones. And then
her son David
was out there. She did Hung Up, which I couldn't find a video of. Then she did some crowd work. She talked about how much she loves New York, especially the pizza.
There's one more reason that New York City is the best city in the world. One more very important reason. We have the best pizza! Yes! We have the pizza in New York!
Then she did Material Girl with Saucy Santana. And that was fun. Saucy Santana had like a big pink outfit with like a big huge bow on it. Like that was her nod to Material Girl.
I'm material girl, it's not tasteless. I'm material girl, it's not made. I'm a material girl, so don't taste this. I'm a material girl,
And then it ended with Celebration. At the end of that, that's when her son David comes out and dances with her, and then all the other drag queens were there. And also Jose Extravaganza from Blonde Ambition and Vogue comes out. It was so nice to see.
I thought it was really, I agree. looked like it was like a fun night. It looked like she was like loose and relaxed and a little bit like a throwback to like her doing like an early club set. Just with like some more dancers, but it like there was like sets or anything. There were some like projections in the back.
Yeah, you kind of get a sense that like backstage, like, yes, she had her own dressing room, but it was like right next to everyone else's dressing room. And they were probably like all like going out in the hallway like afterwards and being like, oh my God, and that. And then you like, it felt like backstage there just wasn't the space for it to be Madonna and no one else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The last thing of these events was a Pride event, was a Ladyland Festival in Brooklyn, New York, 2024. She showed up as a surprise judge for the Vogue Ball under the Collective Bridge after a brief DJ set with her daughter Esther.
She doesn't like really perform. She's there judging these Vogue competitions, so she just holds up numbers. But obviously everyone's like losing their mind to see her.
Aside from my birthday, New York Pride is the most important day of the year. All right, give it up, New Yorkers!
I don't mean this in a mean way, but watching her like in the clip from this event, she somehow reminded me of Mae West.
I could see that. I thought Dolly Parton.
And I was thinking I would love for her to, because like Mae West's last movie, I don't remember what it's called. I haven't seen it, but apparently she filmed it when she was 70. But like she was supposed to be the young female lead of the movie. And they used just like so much gauze. I wanted Madonna to do like a biopic of Mae West.
At that time in her life.
Yes, but also like maybe through her, but almost, I think she could almost be like about Mae West throughout her whole life, but Madonna still plays her like at age 20 as Madonna now, which is like in her late 60s.
We have time before Madonna turns 70. We can write this movie.
And I was thinking, and then I was like, yeah, at first I thought like John Waters, but then I thought like, oh, I bet like John Cameron Mitchell would be like a great director for this project, where like there's like a meta narrative to the whole thing. And also there's so many sort of like similarities to like Mae West and Madonna anyway, that I think like it could exist in all these really cool layers.
I think that's a great idea. I really liked in this video watching, this is going to sound like a backhanded compliment. I love watching her walk off stage in this video because usually...
Right, like an elevator takes her down or like
we don't
she jumps off something.
And she's like whisked away. So she's just like one of the people there. Nobody's like Madonna this way and then everybody else afterwards. Like she walks out, she's like somewhere in the line of people. And she's just like, it's so cute to me that she's just like, yeah.
So we going out after this? Like it feels like that's like the little side talk they're having.
Yeah, it's really cute.
But for now, it's just bone decor.
So like with the movie Truth or Dare, it was heralded as this huge thing and queer people were on screen for the first time. And so many people talk about how that has been instrumental and like so helpful and pivotal for them and they're coming out, they're discovering themselves. But she was sued by two of her dancers because they didn't quite, I mean, I feel like this movie happened at a time and maybe this movie caused a lot of people to be much more savvy, where like there was such an innocence to it. Like this was not a time of reality TV where people were aware of like cameras being around them and what could result or what could come from that. And so there's a way in which, well, you kissed another dude on camera. Like, how can you then be like, I didn't want people to know. Like there's a way in which you can kind of be like, well, you knew the cameras were on you.
And maybe they didn't realize that the movie was going to focus on them so much. So they probably thought like this won't be used in the movie. Because I think at the time that they were filming it, it was going to be a concert movie with some backstage footage.
Right.
And she knew shortly into the filming that Alec Kasheshian was planning to make it more of the backstage stuff. But she might not have told everybody. She might have been like, guy, we're pivoting. Pay attention. This is now the push of the thrust of the movie. She was probably just like, don't worry, they just want like a lot of footage. They're gonna like sprinkle it throughout.
And I think also there's maybe less of a sense of knowing what could happen. Where in like now for like reality shows, like you have to go through a psychological screening test before you're,
Right.
you know, and so I think what happened to a certain degree is not that there's anything wrong with them, but like the dancers on with the tour and the movie with that 1-2 punch were maybe not aware or had the tools to deal with this sudden celebrity that they were given and how to handle that or how to manage that in all kind of ways. Because like she doesn't really have that anymore. You know what I mean? Like I think she also kind of learned like, oh, I have to be sort of savvy or sort of like I have to look at that when I'm hiring people of like who can withstand this pressure. Like this is pressure that I'm putting, like anyone who goes on tours with her, a certain amount of pressure and scrutiny is going to be put on them. And so like, do they have like, you can be a great dancer, but if you're going to be, you know.
Do you think she does that? I think she just kind of like went to hiring, not that the dancers in Blood Ambition weren't professional dancers, but I think she went to just hiring from a pool of like people who were like, oh, I know what it is to tour. I know what it is to like be in a high profile show.
I mean, I don't think it's like her primary thing, but I'm sure it like is part of the stew in casting and looking at people.
Yeah.
And not even just like in pressure of like, it's going to be a lot of long days and a lot of days where it's like, probably sucks of just like you're sitting around or like you're doing a number again and again and again, waiting for either her to show up or like other tech elements to happen. Like, do you just have the temperament to deal with the wear and tear of what a tour is and putting a show together is?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess if somebody seems like fragile, she's probably not interested.
She can smell it.
Yeah.
She hates fragility. Then, of course, there's the big VMA kiss with Britney and Christina. Some people felt like she was sort of queer baiting.
Yeah, I think like for her, she's like, well, I've been doing this for a really long time. If that's what you want to call it, I've been doing it for a long time. This isn't like this just happened. But I also think it's like some people have the idea that like Harry Styles can like wear something like that like is a dress and get away with it.
Right, not have any consequences.
Yeah, because he's like, what, like a hot straight pop star? I don't know what I don't know how he identifies. I don't know if he identifies as pop star, but like trans people get killed. So sometimes it seems like a little bit dicey to sort of like, I don't know. You could see it both ways. You could see like, oh, I'm trying to normalize this or be like, it's fun. Let's all be playful. Let's all, and other people are like, well, my culture is not your costume, I guess.
There's probably a double-edged sword to it anyway of like, oh yeah, she's sort of bringing awareness to this and maybe normalizing it, but she also might be angering certain people who are perhaps not stable and who will then perhaps like lash out or do something.
Yeah. I think it's really hard to be like, well, artists should be like take into consideration unstable people.
Right. Like, yeah, if someone either wants to misinterpret what you're doing or, you know, it's always going to be
she's
possible.
Just like so used to people being like pissed off at her and saying like really, like I remember like the review for Speed, I think it was for Speed the Plow, the New York Post, the cover of the New York Post was no, she can't act. The cover of the newspaper.
Who's that girl? You won't care. Well, New York Post is so pithy.
I know, but like it's just like this thing of like, she's just got to be like rolling her eyes all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there is something that's so, part of her success is just the fact there's something inside of her that just does not seem to get beaten down by stuff like that. Another example is like when those nude pictures were posted in Playboy and Penthouse. She was just like, oh, well.
Yeah, and I think probably like privately she had like some sort of like, what the fuck?
Or probably some, you know, it's like she is human, so I'm sure there's some days where just like all of that negativity can get to her and sort of get her down. But it does seem, you don't get the sense that it lingers that long.
Right.
She's not Joan of Arc. Not yet.
Not yet.
Even when the world turns its back on me, there could be a war, but I'm not Joan of Arc. I had other guys. I looked into their eyes, but I never knew love before till you walked through my door.
Should we talk about some awards?
Let's wind this up with some awards.
She got, in 1991, the AmFAR Award of Courage. She was the first major pop star to receive one. Amphar had not been around for all that long, so
It's not that crazy. They were like, what can we give Madonna? What can we give her? An award of courage? Yeah. And we'll just keep
Okay.
doing that. Yeah.
Luke Perry introduced her, and she said in her speech,
Now, I am not HIV positive, but what if I were? I would be more afraid of how society would treat me for having the disease than the actual disease itself.
There were rumors that she was HIV positive because she was doing so much. And, you know, so people were like, she must be HIV positive herself. It makes no sense for her to do all this stuff otherwise.
and there was also a time where she went to St. Vincent's Hospital, went and like visited the AIDS ward and held people's hands and talked to them. And then I think somebody saw her leaving or going there, and then the reporters the next day were like, oh, you must have AIDS. You went to St. Vincent to the AIDS ward, either because you have AIDS or now you have AIDS because you went there.
If you go into a barber shop every day, eventually you're going to walk out with AIDS.
Your heart hits me like a flood, and I'm gonna be true blue, baby. I love you.
Then she's at the GLAAD Awards in March of 2013. She's not getting an award, but she's giving an award.
And what do we know about Madonna presenting an award? Most of the presentation
is going to be about her. And in fact, it's true. Her introduction is 12 minutes.
The first 9 minutes of a 12-minute presentation are about her.
Yes, at the 9-minute mark, she says,
And that is the reason I am here. To give an award to someone I admire.
She's dressed as a Boy Scout, so you might remember that. Was someone dressed as a Boy Scout in No One Was at the end of...
No.
They didn't get that far back in the lookbook. But she also early on, like after she starts with a little riff on Boy Scouts, she says,
You may sit down. Please relax. I have a few axes to grind.
You've given me the microphone. I don't care what it's for. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about.
Yeah, she's very complimentary. I think they get along well.
I think so too.
She loves Anderson Cooper's eyes, his fearlessness. Is it fearless, the word she uses? She's like, I don't use this, I don't throw this word around. And I think it's fearless.
I do love that word brave. I don't fling it around very often. I don't know a lot of brave people. But the reason that I love you is because you are a freedom fighter. You are a badass motherfucker. And you are brave. And the world needs more people like you.
Do you think that if you're getting an award that GLAAD calls you and they're like, okay, these are our ideas for who to give you the award. Do you want to pick one? Like, do you want to get it from...
I'm sure what they do is they go, here are people we could reach out to that we know, like we have a relationship with. Is there someone that you would rather that either, if you have a relationship with them, great. If not, we could reach out to them on your behalf.
And then he can probably just be like, I can call Madonna and be like, hey, do you want to present this award? Will you be in LA?
And then from that point, they're probably like, all right, this person's going to call your person and they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Anderson Cooper shows up and is like, who's presenting the award for me?
Like, oh my God, no, we got in a fight last week.
Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, you're my superstar.
In 2019, she received the Advocate for Change Award.
Finally, GLAAD.
She gives a nice speech. It's about a little under 17 minutes. She shares a lot of stories about growing up around gay men and being shaped by them. She talks about her roommate Martin Burgoyne and Christopher Flynn again.
She makes fun of Andy Cohen a bit. Rosie O'Donnell, Anderson Cooper, and someone else named Mickey introduced her, but I couldn't find that video.
This is when I think she would be good at a comic roast.
I feel that too. Watching this one, I was like, oh, this I think was her best. Felt the most natural. The jokes were actually pretty good, and there was no cringe moment in this one.
No.
She had a really fun moment that was very self-knowing because at 2.5 minutes in, she goes
Okay, here comes the me part.
it was an award that she was getting, so it she had a pass. But
Yeah.
it was like very much like an awareness of like, yeah, I know every time I'm in a position to like present an award, it's all about me. Like it seems like she knows that. She seems like aware of it.
I was feeling like a renegade. I had a feeling that I can't explain. I didn't listen to what people said. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Do you know what's funny is that at one point she says, so it's like, cause like Rosie O'Donnell and Anderson Cooper and the other person are like standing off to the side. You can't really see them. They're not well lit. And she seems to get very like sort of like emotional at one point. And she says to Rosie, she's like, what was it that one guy said in that movie? And it was Tom Hanks, like, there's no crying in baseball. And when she said that, I was like, oh, right, they were in a movie together. Like, I'm aware that they were all in League of Their Own, but there's a way in which I realized, like, in my brain, there's the Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Lori Petty part, and then there's, like, Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell doing their own movie. And I'm not saying, like, they're different movies or something like that, but it's like, oh, right, I don't think about the fact that all those other actors were like, I was in a movie with Madonna. Like, it just seems like Rosie and Madonna were the only two people
in that movie.
Talk about it.
I also like it when she goes, Rosie, what did that guy in that movie say? And Rosie goes, what's that, babe? Because that's like a weird question to ask him. What did that guy in that movie say?
It's very like something your mom would ask you.
Yeah.
And it also sounds like she was like looking at her phone like, what was that, babe?
Yeah, it totally. What's that, babe? I like that Rosie called her babe. That's cute.
I was constant as a northern star. I had a fire burning in my heart. I never gave up, fighting in the dark. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Let's go.
So that's kind of our rundown of some stuff that Madonna relates to with gay stuff. It's impossible to talk about all of it because there's just too much.
So many other performances and other events and stuff.
Yeah. I think for those, like, we've talked about stuff when we've talked about tours and things that naturally come up in there. But yeah, that's Madonna, the activist.
But I will say, like, sitting down and like putting this together, it was sort of, I don't want to say impressive, but you sort of realize like, oh yeah, it has been like from the jump for the last 40 years, she's been there.
There's like a clip of the A's Dance-a-thon. There's a clip of like Sandra Bernhard being interviewed about it, and she's like,
I don't even know all the stuff that she does. I know that she gives a lot of money, and I know that she's vocal about, you know, safe sex, and I just think that she's, you know, politically correct about it.
It seems to me very genuine. I think like Madonna doesn't talk about a lot of what she does.
Right. She doesn't like brag about like all the money she's doing or giving or, you know, donating or raising.
And that somebody who was like very good friends with her at the time was like, Madonna's not being like, oh my God, so this week, here's what I did.
Guys, guess how much I've raised for Amphar?
How much have you raised?
Not very boots.
Let's go around and talk about
how many African nations you have turned around.
The love that you gave me. Now that I'm standing on my own, I'll remember the way that you changed me. I'll remember.
Let's wrap this up.
How do we wrap this up?
Madonna, tonight I'm going to turn on my radio.
Leave out some hot tamales.
Please come visit me.
Read some James Baldwin. Put a little rosary in it as a bookmark.
And when I wake up,
you're going to wake up from a fuzzy dream.
The rosary is out of the book. I'll know that you've been here.
And you need to just get up again and take it to the dance floor.
Over and over. John, will you take it to the dance floor tonight?
I will. I will confess. I will start a revolution.
Okay.
And I will keep people together.
I'm going to make some soup. Thank you so much for listening. If you have comments or questions or just want to reach out to us, you can reach us at thecelebration@gmail.com.
We also have an Instagram account at The Celebration.
Special thanks to Dynamo for our artwork.
And if you could do us a lovely favor and rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts, it really helps people find the show, and we appreciate it.
And when you're reviewing us, just remember, we're not your bitch. Don't hang your shit on us.
What can Eric put up his ass this episode? What can John?
Twist or stick.
Eventually, we're gonna have to play it.
Yeah, I think that I definitely feel more descended from gay people than I do from the people that I mean, besides from my parents and my family.
What do you descend from?
Some Hungarian, and some, I think, just like American mutt.
Gotcha.
Okay, then take out everything that I just said, please.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.